Hello everybody, it's me, your good friend Sparky, back again with some Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, playing around with the new Trey Arrives event going on in this place. As I said, between last time and this time, I did a little bit of item grinding. I got a whole bunch of the golden chronomaly whatchamajiggers now, and I did a little bit of level grinding too. I got Yuma, Shark, Bronk, and Tori all up to level 31, and we're moving on to using Kite a little bit. Kite's Tenjo. And of course we'll also be using Quattro a bit. But also as promised, I got Trey up to the point where we can duel him at level 40. Which means we will be getting the best rewards possible from him at the moment. Rewards are at ×3, yes they are. And before we move on to that though, of course, we're gonna show off Kite's deck a little bit here. Just my chair a bit, excuse me. So as you would expect, Kite is using a Galaxy/Photon deck here. I actually almost have this deck just about where I want it. There's a couple more changes I'd like to make. But, I'd say this deck is in a pretty good spot right now. Of course, we've got an assortment of different Photon cards here. Photon Lizard, definitely. I want to get another one of him. And I want to get another Photon Orbital, who was more recently added to the game. I want to get them to replace the Photon Crushers here, and after I replace the Photon Crushers, I think I'd be in a good spot to probably take these Photon Leads out. Photon Crusher is alright, but with this deck, like any other like Xyz Focus deck, you want to get as many powerful cards out as you can. And Photon Lizard and Photon Orbital both can search for other Photon cards very easily. For example, Photon Thrasher, who you can special summon to the field, and Photon Vanisher, who you can special summon to the field pretty quickly. I've only got one copy of each of them in this deck, and I'd like to keep it at that, because they do have set limitations in how they're special summoned. You can only special summon him while you control no monsters, Photon Thrasher. And Photon Vanisher, you can only special summon him while you control a Photon monster. So, you can't really utilize two of them at the same time if you're stuck with two of them in your hand. So, one each of them, I want to keep it at that. And, Photon Advancer is absolutely, like, the star of this deck. Because he can be normal summoned, and he can be special summoned, like, really easily. So, I want to keep him there. And, of course, no Photon deck would be complete without a Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon. I got one here, and my skill adds a second one to my deck. Galaxy Eyes, in general, I am quite fond of this deck. Even though it kind of falls into that trend of these cards are powerful for the sake of being powerful. And it's really easy to abuse these cards to manipulate the game and continually get exactly what you want. Like, with every hand. And then Sparky awkwardly edited out something kind of personal he probably shouldn't have talked about in the first place. For support in this deck, I've got 3 Photon Stream of Destructions, since it is super easy to get Galaxy Eyes to the field, and this is just a free banish, as long as you have Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon on the field. So I have 3 copies of that. I got Polymerization, so I can summon Twin Photon Lizard, just as another way to quickly get monsters to the field. And Photon Lizard isn't a bad card in general. So what's really easy to do with Photon Lizard is you Polymerization 2 Galaxy Eyes together, and then use Photon Lizard's effect to summon 2 Galaxy Eyes to the field. So, yeah. It's pretty brutal when it works out. And another fusion option we have is Panzer Dragon here, who is a fusion of any machine-type monster and any dragon-type monster. So we've got... It'll work out to use them a lot better once I have Photon Orbital, because then I'll have 2 Photon Orbitals, 2 machine types in the deck, and I can use them together with either Photon Lizard or Galaxy Eyes to summon him to the field. And Panzer Dragon doesn't really do a lot, but he's just basically kind of a deterrent. If he's destroyed, you get to target one card on the field and destroy that target. So he is very good for emergency defense if you really need it, so I like to keep him around. For Xyz monsters, we have 2 copies of Starliege Lord Galaxian, who is just... Put him on the field and you get a Galaxy Eyes, basically. So he's not very in-depth or difficult to use. We do have Paladin Dynamo here, too, for emergency situations. You can summon him to the field and knock out a monster's effect and attack very easily. And you also get to draw a card if he gets destroyed, which is not bad. And lastly, we've got number 46, Dragulon. Dragluon, I guess. I thought it was Dragulon, whatever. I have a copy of him in here because when I do online duels, I don't like to do them very often, as mentioned. When I do online duels, I like to use my Photon deck here. Just because it's a very consistent deck, I find. And Dragulon's very helpful to have on the field because he is all about special summoning dragons and taking control of your opponent's dragons. And you run into a lot of Blue Eyes decks online, so he is a pretty good, like, gotcha kind of card. It's like, oh, you're summoning 14,000 Blue Eyes White Dragons in one turn. Gotcha, one of them's mine now. And and also, it also has the Dragon-type monsters your opponent controls cannot activate their effects until the end of the turn. So, he is both Dragon support and anti-Dragon, which is very helpful in this deck. And, we have a Drowning Mirror Force, just because this card is brutal defense to have in the back line in case you need it. And we have Super Team Buddy Force Unite, which this card is completely ridiculous. It is... I don't know how this card was allowed to be made. Because if you've got a deck that's pretty much unit type, or has a lot of the same type of monster, I've got a lot of warrior types in here, I've got a couple dragons to use it with. You could just special summon, even if your opponent has the card on the field too, right? You could special summon a monster that's the same type and is a different original name. It's not as fluid in this deck, I still like to keep it around just because it makes it easy to do Xyz summons and things like that. But this card, if you have it in a unit-type deck, like all dragons, all warriors, whatever, it's just absolutely brutal. It can get whatever you want to the field, and I both love it and hate it. Not to mention the fact that if it's destroyed, you could just set another one from your deck to the field. So keep 2 copies of this around, and it's pretty useful. Anyway, we are going to be moving back into dueling Trey. I feel like I've talked everyone's ears off enough for right now. Trey, is your mission the same as Quattro's? Yes, to investigate this world. Learn anything? No, not yet. But I believe there's a link between this world and another one. I see. By the way, have you found any chronomalies? Chronomalies? You mean like this? Exactly! If you don't mind, can I borrow it? As a thank you, I'll duel you! As a thank you? Is that a no? It was Yuma's idea. Sounds like something he'd say. Very dumb, as usual. I don't need thanks, but it seems you're not happy with my response. Fine, I'll duel you for thanks. Glad you're on board! And you also have a murderous look in your eyes. I don't know if I trust you right now. I'll thank you with the best of my abilities. Alright, during these events, this particular type of event, while we're at level 40, I like to use the results booster and stuff like this, just to give myself the best advantage as far as claiming rewards and junk. Especially early on in the events, it helps you cruise through getting all these different cards pretty easily. So, we're gonna use those bonus items. Gonna take a sip of my water. Trey versus Kite, let's go.
You'll pay for your crimes.
Oh boy, that is not an opening hand. That is the exact opposite of an opening hand. Holy crap. Well, hopefully the extra card helps me. Ah, Mirror Force, yeah. Considering I'm gonna have to wait at least 2 turns to actually get a monster I can use.
I activate the field spell. Chronomally Nebra Disc. When Nebra Disc is summoned, I can activate its effect.
Alright.
I add a Chronomaly card in my deck to my hand. Chronomaly Tool of Guardian. Here's Chronomaly Moai. I built the overlay network. IXC summon.
Alright. He really likes Machu Mech. The last time Trey was in the game, he basically summoned Machu Mech all the time. No.
Sure about that? I think my set call. Time to hunt.
Yeah, I know.
My turn. I draw.
Oh, come on, game. Really?
I end my turn. Ready or not, I draw.
Here I am talking about how consistent this deck is, and it's just giving me all of my spell and trap cards.
Guardian non-special summon Chronomaly Mud Golem. IXC summon a monster.
Rank 4. Oh, another.
Here's number 36, Chronomaly Chateau Hoyik. I activate Chronomaly City Babylon's effect.
And special summoning. Guardian. Go away. Go away.
That ends my turn.
Can I have a monster, please? Not that one! Ah. Jeez. Okay. I'm probably gonna take a pretty big hit here.
My turn. I draw. Chronomaly Tuspa Rocket. Nebra Distant. Chronomaly Nebra Dead. IXC summon a monster.
How do you know?
Here's number 30. Let's battle.
What's this thing even do? During your turns, you can detach one of these material from this card and target one face-up monster you're putting in Trolls. Trolls say 0 to...
lose. You don't know when to give up. I end my turn. Your strategies aren't bad, but they're not as good as mine.
That's annoying. Wow, holy crap. Okay. It just does not want me to win, apparently. Wow. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I've had the extra life thing active, thankfully. Come on! I'm actually really upset right now. This is a 20-card deck, 21-card deck with the ability. Half of the deck is monsters, and I have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spell and trap cards. I have not drawn any of my monsters. Seriously? Oh, do I have to send a card to my hand to the graveyard? Oh, here you go.
You must think little of me if you still think you can win. My turn.
Wow. Like, Jesus. Shut up, Trey.
You have nothing.
Alright.
Your count.
That was genuinely upsetting. I hate that. Wow. Alright, you know what? I didn't really want to do a lot of deck editing on screen, but these photon leads have to go. It's like... they didn't do anything for me there. Now what, though? Let's take a look at some of my favorited cards. Get a little more back, like, defensive maneuver measures in here. I like Jelly Cannon. It's like, theoretically, I shouldn't have that much trouble, but when I just draw none of my cards, that's upsetting. And you know what? We're just gonna do 2 Mirror Forces. Running Mirror Forces. It's cheap, but you know what? That really made me upset. And I was gonna move on to doing a duel with Quattro, but I think Kite deserves a rematch here. Wow! None of my monsters, really? I'm gonna eat a chip. I got chips. Chips will make me happy.
Pay for your crimes. You'll learn firsthand what unstoppable power feels like. I'm prepped and primed to duel you.
Right.
Duel! My turn! I activate the field spell! Chronomaly
Well,
City Babylon!
it's not a great opening hand, but
Go! Chronomaly Aztec
at the very least, at least I've got a card on that I can use.
I set a monster! That ends my turn. My turn.
Okay. May I draw 2 different monsters?
I draw.
Nope. Okay. Well, Photon Thrasher's better than nothing.
Summon Photon Thrasher. I'll set a card.
Set these.
A card.
And I guess I'll attack.
Photon Thrasher's flame. That's stung. I end my turn. My turn. I draw. Chronomaly Soul Monolith. Show yes. I activate Chronomaly City Babylon's go. Chronomaly Soul Monolith's effect activate. I exceed summon a monster.
Oh boy. I'm pretty sure here comes the signature card. Yep. Ooh.
Reveal yourself. Number 6. Chronomaly Atlantis.
Alright. Yep.
Go, Atlantis. Eternal devastation.
Alright. What is this guy? You target 1 number monster in your graveyard. Equip the target with this card. This card gains attack equal to half the attack of the equipped monster. Once per turn, you can detach 1 of these material from this card, or send the monster equipped with this card with respect to the graveyard. Then send the monster half your opponent's life points. Okay. Well, at least I don't have much to worry about in that regard right now.
I can still make a comeback.
I need a monster. I really need a monster. I really, really need a monster. Again, I am drawing nothing but my spell and trap cards.
I anticipate this turn of events. My turn. I draw. Chronomaly Crystal Bones. Let's battle. Go.
Get out of here.
I flip over my set. There's nothing left you can do. Still make a comeback. So you better watch out.
Jesus. Alright. You know what? You work.
I flip over my set card.
Now that Thrasher was special summoned once, I can special summon him
Special summon Photon Thrasher.
from the grave. I am not going to let you off lightly, Trey. I am mad.
I can use Galaxion's overlay units to energize its effects. Say hello to Galaxy Eye's Photon Dragon!
Galaxy Eyes really is just an amazing kind of card.
I'll set a call.
Please go away, Trey. Okay. That
I can't give up.
was annoying.
It costs me everything. Never forget the name of the hunter who defeated you.
Okay. Well, we got our revenge for just the worst draws imaginable. Hey, we got a Chronomaly Moai from it too. Nice. Feeling a little hiccupy. A little bit hiccupy. Hiccup. I lost today, but I won't last time. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Anyway,
I'll gladly do anything for my fans.
I guess we'll chime in with a little bit of Quattro here. Now that we've got that out of the way. Quattro, of course, I've got a gimmick puppet deck here. This isn't really how I would want this deck. This deck needs a lot of work, I feel. We've just got a little bit of everything in here right now. And I really need to figure out more what I'm doing with it. We got Twilight Joker, we got a bunch of Eggheads, Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, Bisque Doll, we got Dreary Doll, a Magnet Doll, a couple Humpty Dumpties. Gimmick Puppets are weird. They're really weird. Yeah, for Form Puppet, we've got an Advanced Draw. I really wish this was Trade-In. Quattro, in the event that he was introduced in, used Trade-In in his deck. And Trade-In is an amazing card, especially in a Gimmick Puppet deck and like a Blue Eyes deck and things like that. But you can't get Trade-In yet, and it's really annoying. So I've got a Trade-In, and I've got I've got an Advanced Draw, and I've got a Veil of Darkness to try and help my draw numbers. Got Gimmick Puppet of Strings, Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder is added from my skill here. We've got a Gear Gigant, which helps me add a lot of different machine-type cards to my hand, since Gimmick Puppets are all machines. Malevolent Sin, a Googly Eyes Drum Dragon, a Xenophon to the Sky Prison, we've got Steel Swarm Roach. And the one card in here that I'm like very glad I discovered was a Megalith Promotion, because you can target one level 4 or lower monster you control, and its level becomes double its original level. So normally when you're using this in a Megalith deck, it's all about doing the ritual summons. But in this deck, you double the level of a level 4 monster, and that lets you do a rank 8 Xe summon. So that's the one part of this deck that I'm very proud of that I have, and I figured it out. But anyway, my Gimmick Puppet deck still needs a lot of work, I feel. It's alright. So we're just gonna jump in here and battle Trey again. This little squirt. Hey, Trey! Quattro! Quattro! Stop stealing my fun! If you meet a tough duelist, send him my way! You know I didn't come here to duel. I have my own mission. For someone who's not here to duel, you're dueling an awful lot. Yes, but I'm only doing it for my investigation. Yeah, I don't care about none of that. All I care is about this use hocking the competition. Sigh, you always want what others have. When we were little, I remember getting a card from our father, and you stole it from me, you big jerk. I don't remember that. And let me remind you with a duel. If I win, I get to have your most precious card. But I already gave you back that card. Oh, so you do remember. Looks like I have to teach you a lesson like the old days. Or maybe I'm the one who's going to be teaching you a lesson, Quattro! Yep. Anyway, gonna turn on our booster cards, booster items, and let's get on with another duel here. Oh, that garbagey opening duel, kinda. Still reeling a little from that. Now let's see if we can do anything good here. Settle down, Quattro, jeez.
Sure, let's duel. I never want to disappoint a fan. I'll take you on, Quattro. Duel!
I find it funny how Quattro doesn't have, like, a line for his own brother. Well, Trey does. Oh, does it?
Enjoying a one-on-one time. If I draw.
Alright, let's see here. Especially when we give it from your hand. I also have a really hard time remembering what all of these different gimmick puppets do. Fortunately, I don't really have a good combination of cards here.
Gimmick puppet Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty's effect active.
Let's...
When it's summoned, it brings another right.
Let's advance draw.
My hand, I activate a spell card.
Another Humpty Dumpty.
I'll set
That's
a
really
card. I'll set a card. I end my turn.
Alright.
My turn. I draw. Anomaly Crystal Bones. Crystal Bones summoned itself, so I can special summon a Chronomaly.
You gotta say special summons,
Chronomaly Mud Golem. Chronomaly Wind Sphinx.
Oh, hello.
I activate the spell card. Chronomaly Technology. Here's Chronomaly Moa.
Alright, settle down a little, Trey, Jesus. Calm down. Yeah, I know, you get to special summon, like, all your monsters all at once. It's great. I love it.
Let's battle Machu Mech.
Alright. That's getting jelly cannoned.
Here's the card I set. Go, Mud Golem.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna take a lot of damage. Ow. But...
I activate Twilight Joker's effect from my hand. Here's Gimmick Puppet Twilight Joker.
there we go. Another Joker.
If you're going to do that,
Let's get ourselves Gimmick Puppet Nightmare back to our field.
rise up.
And we're all set to do an Xyz.
I hope you're enjoying our one-on-one time. I draw.
And a Brewery Doll. Alright, let's... Let's go Gimmick Puppet Strings.
I build the overlay network. Exceed summon. Appear. Number 40. Gimmick Puppet of strings.
Indeed. Fortunately, I don't really have much else I can
I activate a spell card.
mess with right now. I'm not gonna summon.
Battle gimmick.
There's not much point in doing it at the moment.
I'm down to side.
This can't be happening!
My turn.
I'm not worried. I draw!
Alright.
I set a card. I end my turn.
My turn.
Okay.
Still make a comeback.
I draw.
So you better watch out.
You know what?
Set a card.
Let's test to see if you're that accurate, Trey.
Line for you.
We're just gonna launch a direct attack. Is that a face down something I have to worry about? No, it's not. Okay! We got another win in. Another win. Some more points for the event.
Ouch! That's going too far, brother.
Your dueling was awesome. Just not as good as mine.
Okay. Well. That is another duel. Hey, I got a new skill. Overlay regeneration. There's one spell card from your hand underneath an Xyz monster you control to make it an Xyz material. Oh. That's interesting. I mean, got a whole bunch of stuff. That's a pretty good skill. I kind of want to use it, but I can't use... I don't have a giant grinder yet, so I can't use, my signature monster for the gimmick puppet deck without it. The skill I have. Anyway, that's, I guess gonna call it for right now. We've been going another half hour. That first duel was, really annoying still, and I hate thinking about it. That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you just can't draw anything to save your life. I guess that's gonna be it for now. Thank you very much for watching the good old Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Trey event, continuing to do stuff with it. I'll continue to work on this a little off-screen, and hopefully, by the next time I come back in a couple days, we'll be able to actually unlock Trey and use him. So, yeah, until then, this is your good friend Sparky, signing off. I'll catch you later. Yep. See you around.